It's going to be very interesting to follow.
To answer your question straightforward, I'm keenly interested in it. We were uh, back in the 50s doing a lot with concretes in the construction field. Had not been done previously in this country, and out of these conventional practices came the idea that you might take a plastic, a polyethylene, polypropylene shell, a carcass, a form, mold it to a specified shape and volume, and then process into it a high-density material that would expand back against that shell and solidify, and then the combination of those two materials would give you a heavy substance, a material with good compressive strengths, and a shell that would resist corrosion and enable you to put any color that you so desired into that product. The material, the final product, we call it Orbitron, and it's designed to compete with cast iron. Well, it really the great wide popularity of weights started back in the 50s when high school coaches and college coaches and professional coaches determined that weight training could be used to improve the athletes in almost any sport, ranging from tennis. You think of golf, you think of Gary Player, and of course the traditional sports of track, football, baseball, and basketball. Many doctors determined that weight training was a good way just to be fit, to build up stamina, and it became very popular. But up until 10 years ago, primarily for men, boys, with the upsurgence of women in sports and refining of their training programs, they found that weight training works equally as well for women, whether they want to be an athlete or whether they just want to be trim and physically fit. So we see a great demand in the country developing for various types of weights for women, and we think it's a very good thing for a number of reasons. No, not at all. Medical authorities tell us that weights used in a proper way by women because of their chemical makeup, they cannot be muscle bound. They could not possibly develop bulging muscles. To the contrary, we know of a number of programs in the country. One implemented by the California school system on teenage girls all over the state over a 2-year period proved that these young ladies using weights became better athletes and more physically fit people. And that's a permanent installation in the physical education program in the state of California today. So weight training for women is definitely here, as is women's participation in all kinds of sports, and we think it's great for the country.
Where do you plan to get your basic support?
Not necessarily so. We include very detailed instructions with every product that we manufacture. These instructions are written by the more knowledgeable people on the subject. Doctors get involved, coaches get involved, physical education people get involved, and all you need to do is follow those instructions, and you'll be all right. There's no danger whatsoever. Weight training is good for all ages, teenagers, young adults, middle age, and all ages of people. Margaret, as you know, is probably the all-time great women's tennis player. She's in her early 30s today, the mother of 2 children, still active, still on the circuit. And we found that Margaret, as so many great Australian players, have used weights and weight training in their tennis careers for several decades.